as noted by us in the minority group, the president failed to accept responsibility that he is responsible for the sorry state of the Ghanaian economy, and he is responsible for the wrench economy, which has consequences on livelihoods. Poverty has exacerbated, cost of living have gone high, cost of doing business high. Many businesses are folding up. Some industries are now rerouting their investment into neighboring Ivory Coast and other countries because Ghana is no longer the investment haven as it should be. You heard the president state categorical that borrowing the highest in the last 50 years. What he failed to add and what he should have added is that I borrowed more than any other head of state and president in the last 50 years. And those of you who listened to Genevieve of the IMF, you recall a few months ago when the IMF and World Bank, particularly led by its managing director, was again categorical that they didn't see anything wrong with government policy. We now state that there's everything wrong with Nana Addo Dankwa's government and his economic management team policy on borrowing. Borrowing is a policy. You decide to borrow, and you decide how much to borrow and where to direct the borrowing as an investment. So if you now borrow to the level of debt distress, to the level of unsustainable debt, to the level that you are now talking about ratio of 105% of GDP as your debt level, and then he, Nana Addo Dankwa, the President of the Republic, added that he hopes that Ghana's debt to GDP will improve to 55% of GDP by 2028. We ask the question, where will he be? Where will he be? Even though we are not convinced that he can even manage this with any superior debt strategy, as was done by John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. You all recall his State of the Nation address, the first of his in 2017. He said 120 billion was colossal. So to mark his words, 450 billion borrowing is not colossal. He also said that, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media, mark my words here, President Nana Addo Dankwa, in his attempt to rebut President John Dramani Mahama and our ranking member, the Honorable Akufo-Addo, on debt and its management and sustainability, dismissed the argument of a haircut. He was categorical that there will be no haircut. We are assuring the people of Ghana, we are assuring investors, people with savings, people with investment in instruments, that there will be a barber of a sort. Probably that barber will be Scampi Dede Barber. There will be a barber of a sort, but that barber will be Scampi Dede of a sort barber. Whether it affects domestic investment or domestic instrument, we are giving you only 14 days from today. You will hear from them publicly effort to restructure our unsustainable debt. And those efforts will necessarily include a Scampi Dede Barber for many persons who have investment and savings in some instrument.